Is gathering dice taking up more time than your movement phase? I'm a tabletop hobbyist, and today I'm going to talk to you about dice management, or how to keep the game rolling. This is going to be a really short one, guys, so let's get into it. So, what is dice management? Well, dice management is exactly what it sounds like. How are you going to keep your dice for gameplay purposes? You may not realize it, but gathering dice takes up a lot of time. If you're unprepared for every roll, you have to go and get dice for every roll. If you need to make 10 saves and you don't have 10 dice on you, you got to go get your 10 dice and then you got to roll it. And then you got to do your saves and all that whole thing. And if you're playing on the clock, any time spent walking to go get your dice or counting dice is less time to do the important stuff. Or if you're playing on any kind of timer, it's less time for your opponent to play. Basically, to do successful dice management, you need to make sure you can gather your dice quickly and accurately. So, if you're going for 5 dice, don't accidentally grab 6. And you need to make sure that they are in easily and quickly accessible places. So, try to keep them on the side of the board that you're playing on, but outside of the way of any gameplay. And that's basically it, but let's go a little bit deeper. So, how do we manage our dice? First things first, you got to know how many dice you have. The standard chess comes with 36 dice, so if you need to roll 40 dice, take all the dice that came in your chess, ask your opponent for 4 more, shake it up, and roll those. Another thing you can do is prep during your opponent's turn. So what I like to do is take sets of 5 dice and set them to the side. So when my opponent starts shooting at me, I can just grab 5 or maybe 10 or 15 dice and go ahead and throw those. So that way I can keep the game moving and make sure that I'm not taking too much time on my saves. Also, we want to take out fails and scoop up successes. So if you're rolling to hit with 30 dice and 13 miss, take out those 13 that failed, take the 17 that succeeded, shake it up, and throw those. That'll be your wound. There's no need to count those dice again until your opponent asks how many saves. And if you're playing with the same set of dice, your opponent can just pick up those dice that you threw and throw those out. When we're gathering dice and we're not necessarily prepared, like our dice are more in a loose pile, what I like to do is gather dice by the number of attacks multiplied by the models in the unit. So we're looking at this old Hormigaunt datasheet. Hormigaunts are a unit of 10 with 2 attacks each. So what we do is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. There's always going to be a little pause because you're counting. It happens, but that's okay because it helps us keep the game moving. Now, counting dice one at a time is one of the worst things that you can do, so I would recommend you don't do it. But if you know you're a little bit slower with the numbers, take your time and make sure you do it right because Warhammer is a game between 2 people and it's not that important. I'm a tabletop hobbyist. Y'all have a wonderful day. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next. Bye.